With just 2 days left for the Trump administration, Secretary Pompeo is giving an overview of foreign policy achievements. He highlights how the Trump administration stood up to the Chinese Communist Party.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo highlighted the achievements of the Trump administration in cracking down the threat of the Chinese Communist Party in a series of tweets posted over the weekend. He said the Chinese Communist Party, or CCP, is the central threat of our time. That, quote, "For 50 years, America bent its knee to China. Under the Trump administration, no more." Secretary Pompeo says this administration combated the CCP's influence operations in America. This includes closing nearly half of all CCP-funded Confucius Institutes on U.S. college campuses, closing a Chinese consulate in Houston for conducting espionage, requiring think tanks to disclose foreign fundings, labeling 15 CCP media organizations as foreign missions, and prosecuting CCP spies for stealing American technology and intellectual property. In areas of trade and commerce, the Trump administration punished the CCP's unfair trade practices by imposing sanctions on Chinese goods. It added CCP-linked firms to the Department of Commerce's entity list. It excluded telecom giants Huawei and ZTE from 5G networks over their ties to the regime, and blocked U.S. government retirement accounts from investing in the regime's military. The Trump administration's actions did not only protect Americans, it also punished the CCP for its human rights abuses in China. It has done so by imposing sanctions and visa restrictions on human rights abusers, blocking imports made with forced labor, and revoking Hong Kong's special trade status when the CCP eroded its autonomy. Although the Trump administration believes in putting America first, it has never been unilateral in dealing with the CCP. It built coalitions with like-minded countries to counter the threat of the CCP on a global scale. This includes strengthening the Quad alliance with Japan, Australia, and India, engaging with Taiwan's officials, exposing the CCP's hostilities to other free countries, denying the CCP's claims in the South China Sea, and holding the regime responsible for covering up the virus pandemic. Secretary Pompeo says that through these actions, quote, "the Trump administration ended decades of appeasement and misguided engagement policy towards the Chinese Communist Party." He believes these actions have exposed the threat of the CCP to the American people and to the world.